Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Conservative Viewpoint. Let me do one thing here real quick. I hope you guys had a restful and restorative weekend with your family because it's Monday, January 12th, 2026, and it's time to get back to action. You have tuned in to the Conservative Viewpoint, and I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative. Now, while you're off enjoying Saturday and Sunday, the reality of the situation in our streets didn't take a break. We are standing at a crossroads in this country, and tonight we are pulling back the curtain on the hard truth that the mainstream media refuses to cover. We are talking about a systematic erosion of safety in America. And let's be blunt, the radical left and the Democratic machine are the primary architects of the chaos that we're seeing all over the place. For years, we've heard that the threat of democracy and all that drumbeat, but look at the fruit of the rhetoric when top level Democrats use the words like bullseye or the violent rhetoric that they spew from their mouths or the call for political opponents to be eliminated. It's not just talk, it's a green light for the unhinged. We've seen the results: 2 assassination attempts on Trump just in the last year and a half. This isn't accidental. It's a direct consequence of culture that demonizes half the country to maintain power. But it's not just what they say, it's what they don't do. They don't approach anything, but they push what prosecutors or major cities has turned out to urban centers into revolving doors for career criminals. Now, here's some data. A major Democrat-led hub like Memphis, Oakland, and Detroit, valley crime remains concentrated and devastating. While the national average may fluctuate, the reality for the people living in these zip codes is a constant state of fear. Now, the border has become a gateway for chaos. For years, open border policies have treated our sovereignty like a suggestion rather than a law. This isn't just about people looking for work. It's about the drug cartels, the criminals who have exploited the chaos. While the current administration has finally forced to take ICE enforcement seriously, leading to a slight dip in crime as the worst of the worst are removed, we have to ask, why were they allowed into our country to begin with? The Democrats want to tell you that everything's fine, but the families of the victims know better. Tonight, we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to look at the policies. We're going to show you how we got here and how the Democrats are responsible. And we've got to learn how we got to fight back. Folks, don't let them tell you that these are isolated incidents, because in 2025 alone, we saw a man on an expired visa throw firebombs in Colorado. We saw a man with violent rap sheet behead a merchant in Dallas. We saw 6,300 people on the terror watch list let into our country under the parole program. This isn't a failure of ICE. It is a victory for the cartels, handed to them on a silver platter by the Democratic establishment. And let's get something straight. You see the media attacking our ICE agents, our Border Patrol, and our police officers. They want to make the enforcers the villains. But let's be real. If you leave your front door open wide in the middle of a storm, you don't blame the guy with the mop for the floor being wet, right? Now, ICE is doing the job the Democrats refused to do for years. If the left hand spent the last 4 years signaling to the world that our borders were optional, we wouldn't be seeing this record-breaking deportation numbers now, would we? We wouldn't have the cartels involved. We wouldn't have the terrorists attempting to slip through the cracks. The blood, the crime, and the chaos aren't on the hands of the agents wearing the badges. They are on the hands of the politicians in D.C., the Democrats who traded our national security for radical agendas. So stick around. It's a jam-packed show. We're going to take our country back, one truth at a time. You're watching The Conservative Viewpoint, and the show begins now. Hi, everyone, and welcome back from the weekend. It's nice to see you all in here, guys. Welcome to the show. It's great to see you. Hey, anyone new to the show, welcome. We love having people in here, new people. So don't forget to give me a shout out here, guys, because it's going to get busy. So I want to see who everybody's in here. So I give you a shout out back. So just sit on there and get on there and say hi. How you doing? Whatever. Kiss my ass. Whatever you want to say. That's fine with me. I'm good with it all. I don't have a problem with it. So, hey, let's give a shout out to the places I'm streaming to right now. And I just saw on there, when I bring up my streaming platform and it shows YouTube in there, then it is not Conservative Viewpoint at 1770-76. It's 1776. There's too many sevens in there. I got to change that. I just noticed that a little bit ago. So, hey, we got Rumble over here. We got Gregory Allen Carnes Jr. over here. Welcome, Gregory. What's happening, man? I would like to add is standard sedition and obstruction of the rule of law enforcement violations, or is just a word of the past. Until these people are held accountable, nothing changes. Exactly right, Gregory. So we also got, what do we got? Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Twitch, we got X, we got Kick. We got everybody happening down there. We got Wimpkin back tonight. We're going to talk a little second about that. But first off, we are going to get over here to the Getter Gang and see who's up there over here right here. Cat's starting it off tonight. Check it out, Cat. Hi, Cat. And we got Radical Right Sean Justice. What's happening, man? There's Shell. Hi, Shell. Conrad, what happening, man? Guys, welcome to the show. It's great to see you all over here. Going to key Cecil 1776. What's happening, Cecil? What's happening, man? Guys, welcome to the show. Oops, frozen. Hey, I hope it don't freeze. Damn, I'm dancing myself. No, you're going. We'll be dancing, Shell. Welcome, guys. Love to see you. Let me look down here for real quick and see who we got happening over here. We got Lee. What up, Lee? We got Becky over here in Facebook. Keep me updated on the score, Becky. Up, she just did, and I didn't even see that. 3-0 Steelers. All right, Steelers are playing tonight. See if they can continue on or if it ends here for them. We'll see what happens. Hey, we got the Whipkin Warriors over here. We got a couple in there tonight. This hasn't been working. And we got Kurt by the Bayou. We got John M. over there, guys. Welcome. And just to put it out there real quick, Houston just got a touchdown. Oh, there it is. Guys, Fixer, what's happening, man? To let everyone know in Wimpkin right now that the update is not finished. They just opened up the old streaming platform again so people wouldn't miss our shows. Supposedly it's still running. As you can see when you first come on to Wimpkin, it's still running. The update's still going. It's supposed to be different. It's supposed to be a better upgrade. We'll see what happens. But you guys are going to notice that everything stays the same. We're going to have the lag. We're going to have the freezing up. We're going to have everything still in here. So don't be surprised if you see it happening. I'm not going to expect too many people on tonight. But, hey, that's what you get. So we're going to see what happens. First off, before we get busy, I'm going to give a shout-out, and everybody else give a shout-out to happy birthday to Texas Tammy. Yes, they are having a blast in Disney right now. Lucky them. So I still want to wish her a happy birthday from everyone here on the Conservative Viewpoint. So if you see her, you know her number, you know whatever, you know her email, whatever she has. Don't forget to wish her a happy birthday tonight. So there you are. Tina. Hi, Tina. So there you go. Well, happy birthday to Tammy. All right. We'll tell her again tomorrow if she gets home. I'm not sure when they're coming home, but happy birthday anyways, Tammy. All right, guys, let's get busy because we got some stuff to show tonight. Well, that answered my question. Yep, it's still the same old thing, Gregory. So we're going to see what happens if the update ever gets finished and gets on here. It was supposed to have been finished already, but you know how things go, right, Gregory? All right, let's start off with major Trump advisor declares what major city and state city, let's say, will replace New York City as financial capital of the world thanks to McDummy's criminal, corrupt, commie, socialist jihadist acts that's already destroying it. Oh yeah, now they're already trying to take over the businesses in New York. Guys, this is just going to get worse and worse and worse. But they believe that Miami, Florida, is going to take over as the new capital, financial capital of the world. And so it should. You hire a commie, expect commie shit. You expect the destruction of New York within this first year. If you don't do a recall on this dumbass mayor, this jihadist terrorist, you guys are in for a destruction you've never seen before, because you got a lot of young people in DC that think communism and socialism is the best thing going because they don't have a freaking clue of what's going on. But you're about to find out. Socialist dictator McDummy, nope, we're going with Maduro right now, has gone. But the Venezuelan people remain weary after years of oppression. Why? Because they're worried about the people that are in there right now. Turn video quality down. They voted for a commie Miami mayor too. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. But I think it's a woman, right? Cat. I don't think it's going to be that bad in Miami like this. This dude thinks government everything. Never worked in Berlin, never worked anywhere. It's not going to work here in a free country. So, yes, these people are still worried about the government that is ruling right now in Venezuela. And it's going to get bad if they don't get something changed. But supposedly, according to Trump, these people are trying to work with us. I don't care if they are like Maduro and they were backing him to begin with. It's not gonna change. The last 4 or 5 mayors in New York were commies. This one is just a jihadist, but they weren't socialist, and that's the big difference. They didn't push everything being run by government like this guy's gonna do. He wants grocery stores run by the government. It's not gonna work. So it's no different than Venezuela, Cuba, all these places. It's not gonna work. Now, according to Besson, the U.S. Treasury Secretary reveals that U.S. may lift additional Venezuelan sanctions as soon as next week. I believe that's a bad idea. Because they say something and says we're going to work with you doesn't mean to start lifting sanctions like now, like Biden did against Iran. And look what happened to that. They restarted their nuclear program. They started kidnapping people and holding people hostage and training terrorists again. It doesn't work. You don't jump the gun and start lifting sanctions against a country just because they say it. They need to prove it before you start doing shit like that. That is not the way it should go. That is for a fact. And I have to wear my glasses. Sorry about the reflection, guys. So, hey, Tina's over there. Hi, Tina. I see Tina's over there now. Haven't seen Tina for a while. It's great to see you, Tina. She was in both places there. But anyways, let's see. They were closet socialists. They might have been, Fix. They just didn't go to that extreme. 700,000 signatures on petition to recall McDummy. I hope so, Tina. I did not see that. Thank you for that. So far, 700,000 to recall. Let's get it done. Get it done. Get that commie the hell out of here. But here we got a Lib reporter faces subpoena after doxing Delta Force commander over Maduro capture. We'll talk about a lot of what Comer's been saying on TV and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's tonight or if it's tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show is going to be off the hook. So make sure you guys are here. I'm going to be running behind on stuff because I have to go a couple hours away for a post-op check for my wife. So I'm going to be falling behind on the ad. I do got it done, but I'm not going to get it out until later in the afternoon. So make sure you guys join me tomorrow night. Well, we will be here, but I might be running behind. So I might be a little discombobulated, but hey, I'll be here. We'll go with it however we can. The lovely Mary Ann just popped in there. Hi, Mary Ann. Welcome. All right. What do we got? 75-pound tough guy. Ain't that right, Sean? That's a fact, right? Dude, one of my legs are bigger than that piece of shit. Deport Democrats on Space Force. I like that idea. That is a great idea there, Kat. All right, let's keep going. But anyways, House Oversight Committee on Wednesday to subpoena Rolling Stone contributing editor Seth Harp after he shared a picture and biography of Delta Force commander that he said played a central role in the recent U.S. military operation in Venezuela. This is what the dumb son of a bitches do. That's what these fake news media does, and it should not be stand for. But the problem is nobody's listening to any subpoenas that these Republicans are doing. Nothing. And when we go up through the show tonight, you're going to see what I was talking about as the Democrats were the cause of, have been the cause, and are the cause of all the problems that are going on here. You will see more, and I've got some more examples to show you. Started in Biden regime, and it's continuing on right now. Comer to this point is more of a problem than a solution. What is he going to do? Request someone to answer question. Right. He asks them. Gregory, you're right. He doesn't order them. He doesn't arrest them when they violate a subpoena. Nothing. He talks big on TV, just like Jim Jordan. They talk big games, but never get a touchdown. That's for sure. Just like this guy from Rolling Stone magazine. Son of a bitch. Day one, subpoena. Don't ask shit. Don't subpoena. If they don't, get the sergeant of arms to arrest their dumb asses and get him in there to sit in front of Congress. This is ridiculous. Biden Vixen 29 just popped in and over and get her, guys. If you did not watch the show, another great show, as always. Check out Rebel Chick with a Cause. Type it in anywhere you're watching me, guys, right now, and you will find her. Check out the Rebel Chick with a Cause. You're going to enjoy it. She's on at 7 o'clock right before me, 7 to 9. So check it out, will ya? All righty then. Trump administration strikes another hammer blow to Afghan allies. Following the Trump administration clampdown on Afghan immigration visa process, new developments have left U.S. allies with no further hope to accessing the special immigration visa program. This is a start where the Biden regime and these Democrats brought all these Afghan refugees without vetting them into our country, that brought terrorists into our country illegally, and you wonder why we started off with the problems that we have. I'll show you the list here later. This is where it starts, and we're going to continue to everything that's going on today because of the Democrats and the propped up Biden regime. Democrats once recognized dangerous situations for officers, but now they back away after ICE shooting. Now, let me get over to here real quick, because the one thing that I do want to show you is something that I put together. Now, they sit there and they want to bash the agent for shooting this woman that has been a proven paid asset to come in there and block and impede everything that was going on. Plus, she used her car as a weapon to run over this guy, and she hit him because you could hear it, and you can see it, the camera go crazy. But that's okay to burn this guy and try to say he acted illegal and he shot her for no reason, right? But hey, let's go back a couple years here, guys, to the Ashley Babbitt shooting. And I made this video up yesterday to show you. Tell me which is worse. And you let your opinion be the problem with this, because I have a problem, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. But take a look at this real quick.
A lady was just shot. She might be dying right now.
Get out of the car.
Oh!
Now, that last part I should have stretched out a little bit further. But you had Ashley Babbitt up there, unarmed woman. All she was doing was going to climb through a window. You had cops behind her. You had cops inside there. Then you had the cowardly piece of shit cop that shot her for no reason. And I'll tell you what, we are trained the same as the police, if not worse, at the prison. And he had no right to open fire on an unarmed woman that pled no danger to him whatsoever. His life was not threatened by her climbing through a window whatsoever. But you got a woman in there in a car trying to run you down with a weapon, which is her car. But that's okay. But we let the cop kill a woman that's unarmed, but you got a woman that's trying to run you down, but the cop's at fault here. But the cop's not at fault when he shot an unarmed woman that had no threat to anybody's life, which you had cops behind him. And when you're shooting somebody, you have to know what's behind that target, not just what the target is. You have to know where your bullet could go if it goes through your target. This is a cowardly piece of shit cop that should have been prosecuted. Now they're trying to hang this cop for saving his own life. I have a problem. And this is where it all comes down to, guys. Everything that's going on. When they're paying these demonstrators to come in there and impede and attack federal agents, along with everything else, we're going to continue. But nobody wants to talk about this. The mainstream media doesn't talk about, fake news media don't talk about that. They don't talk about the bloodbath border crisis that has started all this violence and the violent rhetoric from the Democrats and everything. For what? For voting and for power. That's all it's about, guys. They don't want to talk about the fact that everything that's going on in this world right now is because of the Democrats. It is. It's a fact. Your high prices are because of the overspending that the Democrats done during the 4 years of the Biden prop-up machine. Your taxes are higher because of it. Inflation went higher because of it. Yes, it's coming down under Trump. The terrorists that are in this country, the violence, the crime, and everything has to do with the bloodbath border crisis, the open borders that the Democrats started and allowed the 20+ million illegal criminals into this country. But nobody wants to say that. Nobody, not even Fox News, not at Newsmax, nobody wants to talk about that. Is the fact that this is where all this stems from. And that is what needs to go on. We need to keep these Democrats out, because look at what they're doing with no power. What's going to happen if they regain the House or something? Anything. Any power whatsoever. This country is doomed. Look, they're wanting people arrested right now. And what is it? I think it's in tomorrow's show, that Minnesota is now suing Trump and the administration for ICE and what they're doing. Oh, yeah. We got so much going on, guys. And the Democrats seem to get stuff going through the courts like right now. But how many people have we seen arrested? Oh, shit. I forgot to bring that up. Let me bring it up here real quick here. Let me get my emails real quick here. Yahoo sucks. Where is it at? 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 Well, yeah. Nope, I don't want that one. Get this out of here. It is a B. It's from me. Nope. Where the hell did it go? Let me check my other folder here real quick, guys. Not over there. What the hell happened to it? Let me check down here. I know I didn't make a picture of it. Is it up here? No, I don't think it is. Doggone it. I had a list of how many people that have been arrested, and I thought I sent it to my email, but it doesn't seem to be in here now. But okay, the answer is 0. Under the Republican Party, nobody's been arrested for anything. But under the Democrat Party, holy hell. How many people have been arrested and Trump convictions and fake indictments and all this stuff? The January 6ers under fake indictments. And I mean, the Democrats arrest everybody. We arrest nobody. We hold nobody accountable. That is the problem that I have all with everything that's going on in here. And I'm pretty sure that you guys too. Let me go over here real quick. Nixon is over in Rumble now too. Let me shut this down. I can't see Rumble with that up. Hi guys, over here. Inflationary is declining, product costs are receding, and the wage growth is increasing. Exactly, Gregory, because everything's coming down under Trump. But they want to look at things and think Trump's been in office almost 1 year now. The Democrats had 4 years to screw this country up, and it's exactly what they did. And I can prove every one of them, but you won't find a liberal brave enough to come on here and try to confront me on it, because I'll with everybody, we will bust their ass because we know what has happened and we know the facts. So that's what's going on right now. So, all right, let me see. But yes, they want to go after that cop, but they want to let that cop off that killed Ashley Babbitt. Now I have a big problem with that. All right, we got McDummy tied to socialist, and a CCP-tied group led war against Trump on ICE shooting and Maduro arrest. The Democrat Socialists of America, whom New York City Mayor McDummy is a vocal supporter, and a Chinese Communist Party-linked activist network are leading two-front resistance efforts against Trump, with street protests seeking to blend efforts opposing ICE with the arrest of Venezuelan strongman Maduro. The coordinated organizational effort by the DSA and the affiliated protest group is fueled in large by part of the funding from CCP-linked wealth Marxist businessman Neville Singham. And this is who they were supposed to subpoena, or no, ask to come to court. He ain't going to come. Nobody comes when you subpoena them or anything. But this is what's happening, guys. The Chinese government, you know it was going to happen under McDummy and the commies and the jihadists. This is what was going to happen. And it's happening in real time, big time. And this is the way China don't even have to go to war with us. There don't have to be a ground war with China. This is what they're doing. With the drugs that are coming in here, they can kill off Americans like crazy without shooting a damn bullet, not one bullet. This is a war, guys, and I'm telling you, it's happening, and not a country in the world's got to worry about it, because the Democrats and the Chinese are letting the people in this country do it for them. Oh, yeah. This is the time out generation all grown up. There ain't no kidding there, Fixer. When did these people decide there should be no consequences for obstruction of the law? Exactly, because they let them get away with it, Tina, because the Democrats are soft on crime. Look, the Democrats tell these people what crimes they can commit and not get arrested. So what do you think they're doing now? Hey, we're going to pay you $20-$30 an hour and go out there and impede them. If you go to jail, don't worry. We'll get you right out. No bail, no nothing. That's exactly what's going on. This is why they know they can get away with stuff. I watched that video that wasn't cut. The officer circled the car and was going to the driver when her partner said something to the officer. He started around and she said, "Drive, baby, drive." Exactly, John. And I had the whole thing we showed the other night, and that she was telling and using that was automatically that car became a weapon. When she backed up to get a running start at that dude, it became a weapon. Obama, Clinton, probably Bush, been going over to foreign countries, interfering in foreign policy. Right. What do you think, Kat? They're going to sit there and make up more ballots and try to steal next year's election, or this year's election. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. Anti-ICE protests continue nationwide days after the shooting. Paid protests, for a fact. Now you got Portland Police Chief cries while admitting that DHS was right about Trendiagua ties in the CBP shooting. He literally cried, and I did not get that video at all. So we're just going to continue on what's going on here. But yeah, we got Presley. That's coming up here shortly. But here we go. This is from an employee in the Hilton Hotels that posted an anti-ICE video on social media and said, I don't care if I lose my job. Then gets hit with the consequences. This is when Hilton and them scratched everything about that with those other hotels and stuff. They said, I care more about families than they do anything else. Well, you don't in a hotel. This come out of the Hilton and Tolly in Dallas. This person says, Hi guys, my name is Gia, and I just wanted to give you a warning to y'all that there are ICE agents staying in the Hilton Antoli in Dallas. Quite frankly, I don't really care if I lose my job because I could get in trouble for posting this, she added. But honestly, I don't care because I care more about families and about unity. So warn your family if you or someone who works here or is worried about their immigration status, please let them know. She should be arrested for aiding and abetting people. But yes, supposedly, this person was not even an employee at the Hilton. But they kind of made this confusing here. Listen to this. Because after a spokesperson for Hilton Antoli sent a statement to Blaze Media via email confirming that the worker had been fired, but said she was not an employee of Hilton Hotels. So how was she not an employee? You got that right, Conrad. We got this, man. But how was she not an employee, but was fired? That makes no sense whatsoever. So this is the stuff that's still going on. But no, we didn't end up there. I mean, you had all different kind of hotels into this thing too, plus McDonald's and everything. So let's get back to Minnesota now. A hysterical Democrat representative was pulled away from Minnesota GOP congressman on House floor. They started arguing at the top of her lung. This representative, Angie Craig, could be seen laying into Republican whip Tom Emmer. And I thought I had this one, but I don't think I got it on here. But I watched the video, and she's running her mouth because, of course, she's trying to back criminals. Every time you turn around, this is what the Democrats do. Another example of what's going on, because they have let all these criminals come into this country, right? Not only that, they've not kicked out murderers, rapists. ICE has just gotten, I know, 4 murderers and 3 or 4 rapists. I saw just those. But here that the Democrats have let into this country, that have committed crimes in this country since coming over here. The Colorado Molotov attack, just in 2025. That was a Mohammed Sabir Salami, whatever, Egyptian national that had an expired visa, which they never removed. They didn't push ICE or the Border Patrol or anybody to get these people out of here. The Dallas machete beheading in September 2025. The hammer attack in Plano, 2025. This guy was expired tourist visa in 2016. They never removed him. The habitual predator in Houston. This guy, William Alexander Teller, whatever, was prior. He had prior child sex offenses from 2006 to 2015. Despite this, he remained in our country to offend more time. Hard data for your agreement. The terrorist threat in 2025. 6,300 individuals paroled into the U.S. since 2023 were found to be on the FBI Terrorist Screening Center watch list, but never removed. The revolving door ICE data from late 2025 showed that roughly 70% of all arrests that ICE have made have been convicted of or charged with a crime within the U.S. and were never arrested in our country since under the Biden regime. The gang surge, like the Sinaloa Cartel, CJNG, the Trendiagua as foreign terrorist organizations because their violence has been spilled as far as into American cities. This is the stuff that they have let in, the Democrats have let in. And for what reason? They want to look like heroes and try to come in here and save our world. And they're out there right now paying people to bitch about what's going on because of ICE. But we wouldn't have this problem if they wouldn't have caused the issues going on. We wouldn't have ICE ravaging these cities like they should be doing and getting these criminals out of here because they wouldn't be here if they would have secured that border. And we have things on that. We've got stuff on that here coming up shortly too. But we have other Democrats that wanted to keep these criminals in here. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. But we also got a state senator in here, Bartolana DeWeese, just voted to pass the Woke PA Law Crown Act. Yeah, these Democrats, dumbass Shapiro, the governor in here, he's a woke-ass piece of shit, just along with Bartolana DeWeese, the same ones, and you got Republicans that back her, and she's not a Republican. She's a fucking Democrat. And that is the problem with these people. We've got to get these people out of here. Because you claim on paper that you're a Republican only to win an election doesn't mean you're a Republican. And she has proven it every time. I tried to contact her to find out who she's supporting for governor. Guess what? No response. You know who that's going to be? She's backing Shapiro. A real Republican would not back a Democrat for a governor. We got to get them out of here. Between her and Shapiro and as many Democrats as we can get out of PA, we got to do it. Out of the federal government, everywhere, guys. This is what is so important. Elections are coming around, and we got to work our asses off to get this handled. Damn right. Fuck around and find out. And that's what these people are going to do there, Kurt. That's for a fact. All right. Let's keep going now. Soros-backed Philadelphia DA Larry Krasner threatens ICE agents with arrest. And I will charge you with those crimes. There is no crime. This piece of shit woke fuck is going to try to arrest him. God, I got an article for tomorrow that is going to put this piece of shit in his tracks, just along with the Chicago pieces of shit too. They want to see anyone try to arrest a federal agent. Oh yeah, I can't wait till this happens. This is what you get with these dumbass Democrats. Let me tell you what. Violent repeat offender brutally beats up elderly whites. Guess what? He's from Mexico. Oh yeah. Mexicans in racially motivated attack in this country because of the Democrats committing more crimes. This is what we see every day. Yes, exactly. Red Democrats. That's exactly what they are. They are Democrats. She's a Democrat. He's a piece of shit. They're both pieces of shit Democrats, and we got to get them out of here. That she shows up and says, we're doing this, we're going to do this, we did that, and think people are going to vote for him. People got to wake up and see the facts. She's a Democrat. She's married to a Democrat that was in jail for fraud, and it's just continuing on no matter what. Me too, Marianne. We'll see if things get better, but the lag, of course, sucks. And if the update ever gets finished, it might fix. We never know. It might not even get updated. We never know, Kurt. We'll see what happens. We've got all these alternatives to come watch us on if you can. So do it if you don't like the thing. All right, let's continue on so we don't lose time here. Now we got Ragtop herself, Ilhan Omar, the piece of shit herself, terrorist sympathizer. Oh yes, Omar says she was denied access to ICE processing center in Minneapolis. Do you guys remember a lot of shows ago where these Democrats, the ones that were arrested, were fighting and assaulting ICE agents? What they were told to be able to come and visit these centers, right? They were told they got to give a week's notice. They did not. Again, Omar was kicked out of the ICE facility after DHS requires a week's advance notice. Somebody should have ripped the damn rag off her head because they were told this. I even know that. My memory is short as shit. And I remembered that they had to have a week's notice. But she thinks she can take her raghead ass and anywhere and they have to listen to her. No, they don't. You're a piece of shit, married your brother, committed crimes, and they're still not being done anything. And nothing's done to her. This is the weak-ass Republicans that we've got over here, but the family's over here. Right. This is the stuff that's going on that's unreal, that it just dumbfounds me to no end. All right, let's keep going. How you stay for state? I got you, man. Little bit busy here. But we're going to get some more, and we got to keep on to Pennsylvania. We got to get on Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a swing state that we have got to fix. I've been on all over Facebook and stuff because these people sit there and think, congratulating to the dumbass Shapiro for running again, saying he's great. No, he's not. All the Democrats are corrupt. They continue to screw this country up. They back illegals over Americans. What would you want a Democrat for? Bonalata is no different. She's a piece of shit, too, that backs illegals over Americans. Anyone that backs illegals over Americans do not need to be in Congress, no matter Republican or Democrat, period. Here we got Jeffries and Newsom and other Democrats call for Kristi Noem's impeachment over deadly ICE shooting. But you give a promotion to a D.C. piece of shit, cowardly cop for shooting an unarmed American woman. But you're going to call for impeachment of Kristi Noem for doing her job, for fixing the screw-ups that they put in here. The criminals are in here. And if it wasn't for them, that woman in that car that tried to run over that ICE agent would not be dead. So any and every bit of blood on the hands are on these Democrats. Period. End of story. Swallowell and Goldman propose a bill to remove ICE officers' immunity protections. Are you kidding me? You got a little bitch-ass fart man, commie lover, telling secrets to CCP. You got geek-nosed Goldman over here that likes to run his mouth, and because he's being protected by Secret Service and Capitol Police, but none of them will stand up in there and face you right to your face. None of them, because they're cowardly-ass little bitches. Martial law will fix this problem real quick, Kurt. Yes, Kurt, you are right. She has to keep that rag on her head because, yeah, she does. Somebody need to rip it off her damn head. None of these people, every one of these people, if we could confront them, they wouldn't be saying this shit. They wouldn't get away with it. They would run away like scared little bitches that they are. Somebody did that to Swallowwell. I don't know if I downloaded that one. I think I saw it on X. And he ran away like a little bitch that he was. He is away from that guy. Oh, yeah. And I should have got it, but I didn't have time to do it today. I have a lot going on. But it's this one I did from a bald-headed bitch in D.C. Democrat representative screams at the top of her lungs as Somali fraud hearing descends into mayhem. Take a look at this because I did get this one. But this is a typical deflection from the real issues from bald-headed Presley. Take a look.
So raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this Minnesota individual.
Ma'am, this grandstanding nonsense
this is not grandstanding.
Exactly
this is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about D.C.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites. So again, I will take your refusal to not
Mr. Chairman, order, decorum. She's off the rails.
Reclaiming my time. I'm not off the rails, please.
You are totally off the rails.
Nancy, enough with your tropes. Give me my time back.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
If Republicans were serious about reclaiming
my time,
you
press time.
My
constituents. You have no time left.
You
don't get to accuse me of things that you do.
You're out of time. You're out of time. We're done here. We're done.
Touch in out of time.
At least 10
Time's expired.
Out of order and out of time.
Ms. Presley, you've already secured your MSNBC spot tonight. Your time's required. Chair recognizes Ms. Mace from South Carolina. Chair recognizes Ms. Mace.
And this administration.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Ms.
And
Mace.
Mr. Chairman, I agree. She's going to be a great host on MSNBC. This is my time.
I wouldn't want to jump in front of Ms. Mace if I were you, Ms. Presley.
I reclaim my time. This is my time.
I wouldn't want to interrupt Ms. Mace. It's her time. Chair recognizes Ms. Oh.
Mr. Chair,
You are out of order.
she did not get all of her time.
Mr. Chairman,
She wants to insult us for 10 more seconds.
What do we have to do to get this woman in order?
Her time is expired.
You listen to them. Oh, my God. This is what pisses me off the most. This bitch thinks she can sit there and run her lying ass mouth every time you turn around. And she's talking about a J6er that Trump pardoned. He wouldn't be a J6er and he wouldn't have to pardon him if it wasn't for these dumbass lying ass Democrats. It's as simple as that. This is what we get with Democrats, and that's why they got to get out of office no matter what. They act like a bunch of spoiled, rotten brats. Exactly, because they're so used to getting what they want, Kurt. They are a bunch of clown radical, right? Mrs. Clean. Mrs. Clean didn't give Mr. Clean didn't give her rights to his style. Exactly right, Conrad. It's just this is what pisses me off every time I watch all this stuff. Because I know I can go over there and I can confront them and they'll clam up and they'll start their lies and shit. That's why I'm hoping that prices come on diesel. This summer, I can get down to these places. That's for a fact. All right, let's get that crying ass bitch out of here. What else we got? Here we got, we got 5 weak ass Republican breaks ranks with Trump on Venezuela, cripples his ability to use military in country again. And of course, here we go. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Paul were among the resolution's co-sponsors that stopped Trump's war authority in here. And guess what the 5 Republicans were? Rhinos. Of course, Rand Paul needs to go. Josh Hawley, I'm surprised about this one, but Josh Hawley. Todd Young of Indiana, don't know him. Susan Collins of Maine, expected, and leaker Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. We all know those ones. But Josh Hawley surprised me on this one. Rand Paul didn't. That some bitch needs to go too. Every one of them need out of here. All right, a couple more. Let's got to get through these guys real quick. Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc Rivers claims that Renee Good was just trying to go home and straight up murdered. Another piece of shit that should be minding his own business and pay attention to what he's doing instead of putting out false narratives like he's doing. The bitch is guilty as hell, and the proof is in the tape, and everybody's watched it, and everybody can see it. So it's a fact. Let's listen a little bit of Jack Smith right here real quick. Jack Smith's team approved a $20,000 payment to informant to snitch on Trump team during the Arctic Frost probe. They paid false information, lies. And nothing's being done about this guy. This is why I'm putting a lot of this stuff in here, because it's showing the joke of these Democrat parties and our weak-ass Republicans. Now they're threatening again. Here it is. Hillary Clinton faces charges over dodging an Epstein subpoena. Nobody does a thing to these people. You can say what you want, and like I just showed you, they talk a big talk, but never do a thing about it. Another one, these criminals should have been arrested a long time ago just for the Russia collusion hoax and this fake Steele dossier. Nobody was arrested for that either, right? What else we got here? Oh, yeah, we got court documents claim that a Virginia Democrat official tried getting sexual access to a 9-year-old boy, and then the comments about toddlers started. Oh, my God. This is more about the corrupt Democrats and the disgusting pedophilia that we see every freaking day, that they condone. What else we got here? We got a little mixed bunch of bags here, but this retired general, which I like him, urges Trump to give Iran one more warning as U.S. reportedly weighs intervention. How many warnings do you give a terrorist-run state like Iran? Because right now, we started out with like 51 killed, right? We're up to almost 500 kills. And where's it at? Where the hell did it go? And I think it was 10,000. Damn it. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, let me go to the next one. 490 people have been killed as opposition protests continue. And Where the hell to go? Where the hell to go? So at least 538 people and even more fear dead. Sorry. 494 protesters were, and 48 members of security forces were killed. There was another one of how many they've already put in jail there, and I kind of lost that one for some reason. But they put a bunch in jail, but you've killed over 500 people. And Trump warned them when it was 5. And now we're at 500. And nothing's happening. And that general wanted him to give him another chance. How many chances do you need to give him? But now the Iran supreme leader tells Trump to manage his own country as protest results in a lot of death. Maybe this one had it. And I'm not sure if this one had it or not. I read too much stuff today and getting things mixed up, and that's crazy, right? But yeah, they've got that death toll keeps raising. 31 provinces. These people are taking their lives in their own hand by protesting in Iran because they'll kill you in a heartbeat, and because they have no law. They don't care about anyone. So that's a fact right there. All right, let me see what we got going on here. Don't be a Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine Crockett, that's another one bad. But, oh, yeah, black women are not the problem. Yeah, that's a fact right there. There's a difference between black and them. That's for a fact. He looks like he's banging an African spy this time. I wouldn't doubt that fix. All those empty chairs, it tells me nobody's working anymore. Exactly, but they're getting paid like they are, isn't it, John? Jerry in here too, Jerry Kruger. I didn't see him come in here. Pat! Hi, Pat. Hi, Pat. How are you, Pat? All right, guys. Let's take a look at this real quick. The Democrats loved to shut down the border, but not now. What changed? Take a look.
The Bush administration has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. And so what we have to do is create a comprehensive solution to the problem. Now, I have already stated that as president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number.
Now, look, that's fine too, right? Take a listen to this real quick.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
The bill before us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders. The fence is now basically complete. Maybe they'll need a moat. Maybe they want alligators in the moat.
Secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places.
I voted for a fence. I voted, unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it, I voted for 700-mile fence. And let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons, hear me, tons of everything from byproducts from methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin. It's all coming up through corrupt Mexico.
And the impulse is to hunker down, shut the gates, build walls, exit at this moment.
While we need to address the issue of immigration and the challenge we have of undocumented people in our country, we certainly don't want any more coming in.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress on dealing with the millions of illegal immigrants who are here now, and on rationalizing our system of legal immigration. When we use phrases like undocumented workers, we convey a message to the American people that their government is not serious about combating illegal immigration, which the American people overwhelmingly oppose. If you don't think it's illegal, you're not going to say it. I think it is illegal and wrong. People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally.
President Trump, if you want to open the government, you must abandon the wall.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election, and specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration, because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but just a number. Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's
an
a rough
immigration
estimate of
system
6 million people.
Many of the millennials, dreamers, undocumented citizens, and I call them citizens because they contribute to this country, are fearful of voting. So if I vote, will immigration know where I live? Will they come for my family and deport us?
Not true.
Okay.
And the reason is, first of all, when you vote, you are a citizen yourself, and there is not a situation where the voting rolls somehow are transferred over and people start investigating, etc. The sanctity of the vote is strictly confidential.
House Democrats vote unanimously to support allowing non-citizens the right to vote in U.S. elections. That headline is not clickbait, people. I really wish it were. Every single Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee just voted in support of allowing non-citizens, and presumably including illegal aliens, the right to vote in U.S. elections.
The hell, the mic didn't come back on again, but damn it. But this is why we got to wake up, guys. We got to wake up. Yeah, Conrad said he's reading lips over here. Sorry about that, guys. But we got to wake people up. We got to start getting the elections coming up too soon. We got to get these Democrats the hell out of office, especially here in Pennsylvania. Our gas prices aren't coming down because of them. Because of Cameron Bottolata, Shapiro, everything. We've got to get him out of there. We've got to start it. We got to get him out of office all over the place, guys. So make sure you join me over and over again. Here we go. I got it there, Greg. And tomorrow, guys, we will get back into it hot and heavy as soon as I get back from 2 hours away. But we are going to get back at it, guys. I'm glad you guys are back. We'll see what Wimpkin does. If it doesn't change, I don't know how long I'll be staying on Wimpkin. So I hope it does get fixed once the new update happens. If it happens, we'll see what happens, guys. But thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. I loved seeing all you guys. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. Because, Patriots, we have covered a lot of ground tonight. And the truth isn't always easy to hear. But remember, knowledge is your best defense. The bad policies of the Democrats that we've discussed tonight, the open borders, the soft on crime prosecutors, the inflammatory rhetoric, they all have real world consequences. And until we see a total return to law and order, people held accountable, and I need every single one of you to stay sharp. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heads on a swivel and stay vigilant. Watch out for your neighbors if you like them. Protect your families and don't let the mainstream narrative lull you into a false sense of security. The world is changing fast, folks, and the only ones that are prepared will survive. I want to give you guys a massive thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. Your energy and chat was incredible. I see all of you in there sharing the truth, standing for what is right, and your participation is what makes the conservative viewpoint the powerhouse that it is. But we aren't done yet, guys, not by a long shot. Make sure you're back here tomorrow night for another wild episode as we continue to expose the rot and fight for the soul of this country. Till then, stay safe, stay stable, and stay back in action. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after the Rebel Chick with a Cause that starts at 7 p.m., guys. So until then, have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you back here live tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening. And that's awesome, Sean. Got the numbers up. Good night, everyone.